Real reason WWE released main roster superstars. Huge title match announced for Raw. CM Punk beats Cody Rhodes. How long should Roman title reign last? Is Paul Heyman returning to Roman? Let's talk about then. Real reason WWE released main roster superstars. WWE just made one of its boldest roster moves in years. And now the real reason behind it is finally coming out. On April 24, 2026, the company released 14 main roster superstars, sending shockwaves across the wrestling world. Big names like Kairi Sane, Aleister Black, and Zelina Vega were among those let go. But the biggest surprise was WWE completely scrapping the Wyatt Six, releasing Bo Dallas, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, Dexter Lumis, and Nikki Cross in one move. The list didn't stop there. Talents like Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Zoe Stark, Apollo Crews, Alba Fire, and Santos Escobar were also part of the cuts, making this feel less like routine releases and more like a major reset. According to reports, the decision was led by Triple H, with possible involvement from Nick Khan. But this wasn't about budget cuts. The real reason appears to be a shift in direction. Fightful Select reports that WWE is clearing space for new talent and reshaping its roster. That strategy became obvious almost immediately. On the same day as the releases, multiple NXT stars appeared on SmackDown, signaling a new wave of talent stepping into key roles. Meanwhile, debuts for Ricky Starks and Blake Monroe are already being planned. Another major factor is SmackDown potentially returning to a 2-hour format. With less airtime available, WWE simply can't sustain such a large roster, forcing tough decisions behind scenes. Still, the impact is huge, especially in the tag team division after losing the Motor City Machine Guns. Overall, more than 25 wrestlers across WWE and NXT were released, including Andre Chase and Tyra May Steele. This wasn't random. It was a calculated reset that could reshape WWE's future. Huge title match announced for Raw. After weeks of chaos and missed chances, a huge title match is now official for Raw, and this time, there's no escape. Rusev is finally set to go one-on-one with Penta this Monday on Raw, with the WWE Intercontinental Championship on the line. No ladders, no interference, just a straight fight, and Rusev couldn't be happier. Taking to social media, Rusev confirmed the news himself and made it clear this is exactly what he's been waiting for. After dealing with multi-man chaos in recent weeks, the Bulgarian brute now gets Penta all to himself. Alright, y'all, it's a happy day at the Rusev household. Just got the word that tomorrow night, Monday Night Raw, Penta versus Rusev is happening. Finally, I'm gonna get my hands one-on-one on Penta. No other 5 fools try to jump around from ladders, trying to get between me and my title. And I know I'm not taking Penta lightly. I know about all his fancy tricks, but Rusev is big, Rusev is strong, and Rusev is mean. And he's pee off, said Rusev. Despite the confidence, Rusev made it clear he respects Penta's ability. The former AEW star is known for his unpredictable, high-risk offense, but Rusev believes power will overcome Flash. And for Rusev, this match is about more than just winning gold. It's personal. I'm not fighting for another house, for another car. I'm fighting for the thing that matters the most to me, and that is the WWE Intercontinental title, because I want to go home as a champion. I want to represent my people, my fans, as a champion. They expect it from me, and I'm going to deliver it for them. So tomorrow night, Rusev Crush, one title, one match, one clear message. Rusev is coming to destroy. CM Punk beats Cody Rhodes. He may have lost the title, but CM Punk still walked out of WrestleMania 42 as a winner in a completely different way. According to reports, the Second City Saint topped merchandise sales inside the stadium during WrestleMania weekend, beating every single WWE superstar on the roster. This comes despite Punk losing the World Heavyweight Championship to Roman Reigns on the biggest stage of them all. Right behind him on the list was Cody Rhodes, who had a huge night himself, successfully defending the undisputed WWE Championship against Randy Orton. But even with that major victory, Rhodes couldn't match Punk's popularity with the crowd when it came to merch. The biggest surprise? Danhausen, WWE's recent addition, reportedly secured the 3rd spot, making an instant impact during his first WrestleMania weekend. He appeared in an in-ring segment alongside The Miz, Kit Wilson, and the event's host, John Cena. So, while championships define legacies, this proves one thing. CM Punk is still one of the biggest draws in all of WWE today. How long should Roman Reigns reign? How long is too long for a champion? And is Roman Reigns anywhere close to that limit? That's the big debate right now as fans question how much longer the Tribal Chief should hold on to his title. Some believe his reign should stretch all the way to WrestleMania 44. But realistically, that might not be the smartest move. If you look at the current landscape, ending Roman's reign too soon would feel rushed. Drop dropping the title within the next few months, even by this year's SummerSlam, would come off as a short-term decision for a run that's been built so carefully. On the flip side, dragging it all the way to another WrestleMania creates another problem: predictability. WWE has already made WrestleMania the stage where Roman has lost before, and repeating that same formula again could make the story feel stale. A more balanced and effective option will be extending his reign until next year's SummerSlam. That gives WWE enough time to fully explore multiple fresh rivalries, while keeping the story engaging without feeling stretched. And the list of potential opponents is stacked. A final chapter with Seth Rollins, a major clash with Cody Rhodes, or even new matchups against rising stars like Braun Breaker or Obafemi could all add layers to Roman's legacy. There are even wild card options: Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and others who could step into that spotlight. The key here is variety. Roman's reign only works if it continues to evolve with meaningful feuds, not just length. So no, it shouldn't end too soon, but it also shouldn't drag forever. Next SummerSlam might just be the perfect ending point for one of WWE's most dominant title runs. Is Paul Heyman returning to Roman? The Bloodline story is heating up again, but one major piece of the puzzle might be missing for good. With Roman Reigns once again dominating the spotlight and the Bloodline narrative slowly rebuilding, fans have started asking the big question: will Paul Heyman return to stand beside the tribal chief? On the surface, it feels like the perfect reunion. The history is undeniable. Heyman wasn't just a manager, he was the wise man, the voice that elevated Roman Reigns into one of the most dominant champions in WWE history. But according to current expectations, that reunion is not happening anytime soon. The biggest reason is simple: this version of the Bloodline is different. WWE appears to be focusing more on actual family dynamics, keeping the storyline grounded in real-life members of the Anoa'i family. That shift changes everything. Characters like Heyman, who were once central to the narrative, may no longer fit into this more family-only direction. There's also the issue of betrayal. Paul Heyman already turned his back on Roman Reigns once, and in a storyline built on loyalty and respect, bringing him back without proper consequences could weaken the entire arc. That original chemistry, the one fan connected with, can't simply be recreated overnight. At the same time, Heyman is not sitting idle. He is reportedly involved in other ongoing directions, working with rising stars and future main event talents, which further reduces the chances of him returning to Roman's side anytime soon. And honestly, this might be the right call. The Bloodline story doesn't need to repeat the past. It needs to evolve. A Heyman return could feel nostalgic, but it might also hold the story back from reaching something new. So, for now, Roman Reigns stands without his wise men, and maybe that's exactly how this chapter is supposed to unfold. Subscribe for more wrestling news videos.